Hello, my name is Shadley. Welcome back for another episode of Anbennar in EU4 as Zurkanrek. In previous episode we started another war against the Federation over here. We also now have the fleet to claim the naval hegemony if we want to. Because that would be... Let's a little bit of science subjects over time. At max power gain artillery damage from back row, which is really nice. Ship trade power, global naval engagement, monthly war exhaustion. So overall this is pretty decent. I think we are going to claim that one. Human minority grows, okay. But yeah, there's still got a lot of troops in here, but if we can de-siege the mountain here, that would be already quite nice, which I'm sure that we can do that. We've got another fort over here siege down, so I suppose I'm going to give you orders to siege down all of that. Should be fairly easy to pull off. And that has been all now sieged down. I'm just going to move it over here. And start doing some rebel suppression already. I don't think we need to send in another army. If we have a look at the armies that they've still got about 100,000 men. We've got 100, well, if these were full armies, then we've got 120,000 here, plus another 40,000 over there. We've got the naval supremacy and all that, so overall I'm pretty sure that we can hold our ground quite easily. We just need to get a little bit more manpower back into the armies, and then we can start advancing again. Also getting a little bit more sieges down in the north there, which is quite nice. They got 40 or 54,000 men there, plus another. Oh, okay, that could be bad. We do have another army up here. Do we have the transport? Oh, it's right there. No, that's galley. Never mind. Where did we put the transport fleet then? Oh, it's all the way there. Okay, I'm gonna bring it down this way. Actually, I'm gonna send it over there. Send the army around at least a little bit. Is this one now fully upgraded? No, it's still upgrading the Talar. They've got 100,000 men there. That's a decent sized army. Oh, they're going for the fort. Right, that's a grassland fort. If we can get in the army in here in time, which I think we can, and then combine these two armies, we'll have enough troops to probably clear out the sea. So what we're going to do is we're going to send in these two armies first, and this is going to follow up soon after. So we will start with a little bit less troops there. But moving in some more troops will increase the morale. Or the average morale, which is going to be enough to break them. Okay, we took a bit more casualties than they did. But at the same time, we managed to push them off. I think that's a good one. Might be able to clear out some of the enemy armies in here as well. Or like the small armies. There we go. So that's another 5,000 men stack wiped. We can start sieging down all of that, and that is... Okay, how about you just go ahead and kill that army, please? So now they're going to go for the mountain over here, I reckon. So what I should probably do... Send in an army there, so if they do attack, they'll at least have to fight through. Merchant defenses, submersion, no mercantilism though. I suppose we can take a little bit more mercantilism. We've got the farmlands there. We do not... Well, I suppose we've got an army over here as well. If we send it around, that would be an extra 40,000 men that can help with all of this, and that is going to be sieged down soon, so that's going to be yet another 40,000 men. So we'll have 200,000 men in here soon. Sort of guard in the front line. So let's have a look at the peace deal that we can manage to do. So I wanted to get this exclave from them this time around. That's only 18 points total, so that's quite cheap. And if we take that one... Yeah, we can take the northern exclave as well, and that just leaves them with this area. I mean, is that... Ooh, that's a fair bit of overextension. It's something we can probably just about... survive through, but if we were to take away a full amount of points, that'd be 100. Oh wow, that would be a lot. Okay, so we don't touch that area. I do want to take all of that and this though. And I suppose, is there anything else that I could do? I could ask them to release nations, or ask for war reparations, give up claims. Oh. Now, I can't ask them to... Well, I suppose I could revoke cores from my territory. I mean, they don't actually have that many. So that was just a few of them that I would have to give up. Right, so we've got a piece still formed up. It's not quite ready yet, but it's at least planned out. Is there anything... So we've done that side of the mission tree already. Just for the allies. We don't have a lot of allies, to be fair. I don't suppose if there's... Well, right now, while at war, there's probably not a lot of nations that would be willing to ally me. Okay, they've got the 50,000 men. Are they going to be attacking into there? I have a feeling that they will be. We've got reinforcements on their way. They're moving in. As soon as they lock in, there we go. So, this is a bit of a big combat. Both sides have a lot of troops. We're sending in even more troops, though. And they are taking... Well, actually, now we're taking a lot more casualties than they are. Overall... Oh, wow, yeah, that's a lot of casualties. We didn't lose any cannons ourselves, but we lost a lot more cavalry and infantry than they did. But, you know, we were attacking essentially into a urban province, so it kind of makes sense that it's a bit more expensive in that regard. We do need to send around the armies a little bit. I suppose we could start taking out some of the northern coastline as well. There we go, that was another victory. Missionary arrive. Horse priest must follow the true faith. We'll get a lot of unrest there. Or clergy will lose loyalty and tolerance of heathen. No, we'll convert that province. Suppose I could send in an army over that way as well. And let's go ahead and use a bit of naval, or not naval, artillery barrage over here to break the walls a bit faster so we can get through a bit further, hopefully. There's already 2 provinces seized down. We will let some goblins in. How much of an army do they still have? They've got a lot of cannons, not that much infantry, to be fair. I do wonder, though, can we... Not with our transports, we can't get through there. We can't move through to that area either. Actually, where do we have... We've got this transport fleet. Let's just send it over there to the northern coast so we can use that to do naval barrage. That's going to speed up the siege, hopefully. Got some disease outbreaks, so that's not exactly a good sign for us, but I think we can... Oh, quality of our troops is impressive. Well, I mean, it is. So we're getting at 10 prestige, so we're back to full 100. Right, which way are they going with their armies? Okay, so these can at least support one another, I think. Yep. And then I'm guessing this can probably move down there as well, if need be. Okay, no, they're not moving yet. Moral authority. We can side with the clergy, which means merchant guilds will lose some loyalty and clergy will gain some loyalty. Or with the merchant guilds. I suppose we'll side with the clergy. For now. Can't move there, okay. I'm sure that this siege will be done soon, and then we're going to attack that one with 3 armies at once. They've got a really good general there, though. 5 fire and 4 shock. That is actually quite impressive. There we go. Let's send in the armies here. We caught them. Taking a bit of casualties at first there, but now we're getting the reinforcements, a lot of artillery into the rear. That means that we're going to be dealing a lot of damage on the front line. And I think it's not a stack wipe. We dealt a lot of damage regardless. Although we also took a lot of damage. Although they lost more artillerymen than we lost a total. So, you know, I think that was a victory. By definition. Oh, now we could go around that way. But I'll just keep this army here. Siege down a little bit more of the land here. So we've got 69 war score already. That's pretty decent. Not quite there yet in terms of the war score. Oh, there we go. Push out their fleet. I believe we are going to be singing a decent chunk of them again. This time we've got an admiral. And we get the +1 from being in coastal provinces here that we own. Or next to coastal provinces that we own. Time to seize down the capital, I think. Now we could move into that urban siege as well. Oh, army reformer has died. Oh no, can we get a discipline advisor? Actually, yes, we could get a goblin. But that's not an accepted culture, so that could be a bit of a bad one. We'd go for the national manpower modifier. Or the fort. I'm going to go for the fort defense, actually. I'm just going to promote that back to level 5. So unfortunately, our morale is now going to be a little bit less. But overall, I think we're still doing pretty well. Would they would actually take the peace deal already. Sure. Now, would you look at that? Zurkanrek. We've got quite a typeface there. We actually got a larger typeface than the command has. Dagenun has also a smaller one. So I think we are pretty much the victor. Oh, actually, that one... about the same size as Keteratas. Right, but now we need to spend a lot of points coring everything as soon as possible, because that's going to be a lot of unrest from all of that. But now we've got all of this. We've got a connected lands all the way around, and now they've got only this area. So I think in the next war we'll be able to conquer the remaining areas. Right, so let's move one army there. Another one over that way. At least one to the other side. And maybe one more can go south again. Oh, and there's one more army here. Right, well, I suppose... let's have one over there. So is this one going to be doing... yeah, that could be doing the rebel suppression in the newly conquered territories. Oh, there's one more province that needs to start coring. Okay, well, that is something that we can start fairly shortly. But that overextension is going to cause issues. So we need to get the coring done as soon as possible. And then a little bit faster from that. Separate sentiment, yeah. I knew that would happen. Right, but now we're going to at least get some of these fleets back into ports. And we should probably go ahead and upgrade the forts like that one. And maybe that one. That was a mountain, so building a fort over there would be actually quite smart. We've got a lot of forts in here. I don't think we necessarily need to have forts in both of these. So this one is going to lose its star fort. That was a province that we just conquered, wasn't it? Yeah, that should be within the zone of control at least still. We could indeed get the... both... okay, Miltech would give us still the innovation, which we already got almost full innovation anyway. So I think what we're going to do is just more development. Right, let's actually go ahead and build some more manufactories if we are able to. Oh yes, there's some pretty good locations. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the results of that war. Let's actually move that one a little closer. You could do some rebel suppression in these areas. The other army is going to be doing the central region there. We did lose a decent bit of manpower in that war, though, so that's something that we need to sort of recover. But at least our total army size is now 320,000 men. We could have up to 340,000 already. Let's go ahead and get another 20,000 men in here then. Although we can't afford the second army yet. Noble plot. Oh no. Again. Oh, start hold restoration. Sure. Ooh, that's a bit more money than I can afford right now. 1,800 ducats. Clear some bandits and some natives. I suppose at this stage what we're going to do is just attack the natives. It will cost us a bit of points. But if we can deal with them this way, they won't bother us anymore. So we don't lose that colony a third time. Well, can we see? Oh yes, we can see. So Vergan Golan is over there. If we do a war against them, we can conquer some of this. How strong is... oh, right, Sarnia is still protected by the... right. Losing some army tradition, which is less than ideal. But at least we can send in that army down south again. So we'll have the 3 armies there in the south. And lost some modifiers. But I suppose that's alright. So there's still a lot that we don't know about the world. We do know a decent bit. I mean, especially the sort of the Empire region over here is a bit unknown. And a lot of the sort of definitely not India region there is also a bit missing there, but oh well. At least we got all the coring done, or underway at least, although we are over our government capacity once again. Not exactly a surprise, mind you, but it is still something to keep in mind. But I suspect that after that war, the army size over here, yeah, it's down to 73,000. Let's go ahead and get some claims on them. Just so that in the next war, it will be a little bit... or after the next war, it's going to be a little bit faster to core everything. Also, is there any more centers of trade over here that we gain? Probably at least the hold over here, right? Yes, so we could upgrade that to level 2. Give us a bit more trade power in there. These two armies can be combined, and that is a... oh. Right, that is a decent bit of rebellion in here, but I think with these two armies we can clear them out. It's a double combat, and we're winning both of them. I mean, to be fair, it's just separatists, so it usually isn't all that difficult to deal with. And then you can do some rebel suppression over here. And there we go. That should be dealt with. Right, so we needed, what, 1,600 ducats or crowns for the expansion or the restoration of the hold in of Dalkanzad. And yes, we will get some extra trade power. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Well, this is something that we can deal with. That one's a bit more difficult, but I suppose we've got a pretty good general in here, so I'll probably be able to win the fight. It's already one victory. Move these back in here. There is some privateering going on. Oh, there we go. We found some salt over here. Well, it's probably a bit salty place after all the fighting that has been happening there. Oh, there we go. That was a nice victory against the... oh, and that's another revolt. So I'm only 16,000 men. Also, the AI will take care of that. Or the automated orders will take care of that. We could probably afford losing a bit of prestige. How close are we getting any of the coring done? Because the unrest and all that is getting a little... okay, well, most of it is actually done already. They'll be done in like a matter of a few days. Still get some extra separatist sentiment though. Bit of a shame, but oh well. There we go. Overextension dropped from 120% to 43%. There we go. No more overextension. How's the... right, we'll get a bit more goods produced for sure. So, if I wanted to have a look at the Enlightenment, it is not present yet in our territories yet at all, although this is practically already present here. Let's upgrade that to level 8 fort. I suppose we're going to give it a little bit of an extra point. There we go. So now we've got Enlightenment in here, and it should start spreading a lot faster in the surroundings. 1,400 crowns, okay, fine. But, like, I'm expecting something for that as well. How many favors do they have? Plus, I suppose we should improve relations with you, and then get ourselves another ally somewhere, just so that we can get the mission done. Actually, if I can ally you, that's probably fine. That'll give me a little bit more protection to the southeast. And maybe protection against command. Oh, we've already had pretty good relations with there. Never mind. At least we got pretty decent income overall, but now we won't be able to restore the hold over here yet. Oh yeah, it's damaged. After the sieges and all that. Right, I think now we can restore the hold. Yeah, it's 1,800 ducats. 22... okay, that's a bit of a time to do that. But sure. I guess we'll get started on it. So how long do we have truce with the... okay, another 12 years. And then it should be pretty much the end of the Federation. I do suppose we could get a few more universities. Well, not a lot because we don't have that much money. It's a good start, and we've got a lot of ships over here that are doing absolutely nothing. So that's some light ships. We've got some heavy ships over here. Suppose we'll combine that over here. Is that another... that's some more light ships. Get some more conversions going on in the same time. So how large is our fleet? 501 ships. I think we might want to get a few more ships just to be on the safe side. Oh, is that is heavy ships there, and that one's light ships. So we'll just gather up some of these light ships over there. Figure out something to do with them. Because we'll send more to Kadav, so we can send... or we'll have a bit more trade power in here, so that means that less of this is actually transferred forward. Migration of human minority. Or internal migration of human minority, sure. And election, I think we are going to elect someone else again. Another bureaucrat candidate will probably be fine. Hopefully this time a little bit better modifiers. So we'll still be the first one to get the mill tech. Oh, Zealot. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. And we got apparently a bit of an army having some issues. Oh, right, yeah, of course. But now there is no longer anything to attack us there, so I suppose we're going to move back into the hold and give the orders from there, so less attrition for us. How much is our max manpower? 256,000. That's a pretty decent one. Oh, now we can... Okay, you know what? I'll invest in here. Get the points at least. So now we have 98... Oh, and that's new units as well. Royal Mortar. Right, so let's give you the Rebel Suppression Order again. And did we manage to get relations with our allies? So that one is not all the way full yet, but I suppose we could improve relations there. And then the other ally over here, we've managed to improve relations a little bit, but we're Hegemon, so that's minus 50 from there. Age of Artificers has started. Another trip with the treasure fleet. I suppose we'll just fight them once again. It's been fairly successful as of late. Abolition of Slavery Act. I mean, I suppose we could. A bit less taxes perhaps, but we got one province at least that produces slaves, but I think that'll be still fine. 800 to... Oh, okay, we got pretty good... Oh, we lost a general. We got pretty good income, that's for sure. And we could take the Diplotech if need be. We can probably afford waiting for a little bit. There was actually 3 provinces that were producing slaves. Right, so let's actually have a look at the Golden Era stuff. So there's the magical industrialization, artificer machinations of war, loyal subjects, improved artillery range, so that's extra 20% damage from back row, which actually that would be quite nice. Unrestricted conquest, ignore core and distance. Okay, that could be quite useful. Naval engagement, global naval engagement plus 20%. Force marcher costs no power, that could also be quite useful. Artillery levels available versus force plus 3, that's also really nice. So I think the artillery range would be the first one. We don't have parliament, so we won't get that. Powerful Shopset is not something that we can necessarily get right now. High discipline. I think we are not that far off from it, but like 115% or something like that. Great leader, have a 3-star general or admiral in command of a unit, and own and control at least 3, or 2, not 3, origins of institutions. So we won't be able to get all that many of that, but I suppose if we just keep on getting a lot of prestige, then we'll be able to get some extra. But how much does it... Okay, so it's present in 2 provinces thus far. No, 3 provinces thus far, the institution. And it's certainly spreading pretty quickly here. That's going to be getting it all present in Zurkanrek soon enough. There we go. Still not enough to actually embrace the institution though. But if we have a look at the embrace cost, actually no. From here somewhere we can see that it is going to be in probably around 8,000 to embrace total. So we'll need to get a lot more money. And now that we've got some allies again, means that they'll be asking for our money to the favors and all that. So that's going to be a bit of nuisance, but oh well. In terms of the diet. Well, a manufactory, the nobility. You want a university, the merchants, and you want we're gonna get probably a manufactory. Assuming that we can actually build it in. Oh yeah, we definitely can. Oh, it's a farm estate. Okay, it's not necessarily the best income increase, but it'll increase the income at least. So I suppose we'll take it. Also get a claim over there. So we've still got about 11 years of truce with them. America Golan, we got another 6 years. We defeated some more bandits. So there's not too many directions to expand into. Sarnia would be potential, maybe actually. You got 600,000 men. Okay, you also got pretty good mill tech. Not quite as good as ours, but it's still pretty decent. So fighting the Sun Elves over here would be potentially disastrous. At least very costly, if nothing else. But I think we will have at least one war against them before the end of the series. So you've got a lot of troops there. I mean, I suppose if I could bring in my allies for war against you. Which seems to be a no. Oh, and you've got some allies as well. Oh, right. So one of them is a vassal and one is ally. Ah, right, so that's the vassal. Yep. So that's a bit of a problem. I mean, I suppose the dwarves over here is something that we can at least conquer. Is that part of the same trade area? That's a different one, actually. Well, right now, let's just gather up a bit of cash so we can embrace the institution soon enough. I mean, it is already spreading with a pretty decent speed around us. Or within our territory, especially in the northern areas here. So it's probably not that big of a problem to get it embraced, but it's just a matter of time. Still making about 190 ducats per month, totaling of 820. And if we have a look at the modifiers over here, so we are now getting the limited science subjects, blockade efficiency. So that increased by 0.5% every month. Still got some time to go then. So is it once it's and once we get it to the max, we get the extra points for all the extra damage from the artillery in back row. But that is quite an effective modifier for sure. But I also do realize that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.